So I am here because I want to talk about the Selena series that we've all been waiting for, and it's just but I brought some in and out. This is my grilled cheese right here. Yum. But I just feel like since we're gonna be talking about the series, like, why not have food and just be as chill as possible. So I wrote obviously my opinion. I saw this interview that they did with Suzette, which she was the producer of the show, I believe. I don't even know where to start, honestly. Like, there's just so much I have to say, and I don't even know if I'm gonna have the time to eat because I just have a lot to say. This series was long awaited for, and I feel like it was kind of like a slap in the face because it wasn't really what I was expecting. Let's just start there. And I put my burger down because I just want to go ahead and give you guys my serious and honest thoughts about the series. Okay, so I am a Selena fan, and I grew up listening to her music. I grew up watching her movie, and I have to admit that I didn't even like really get to be alive when she was actually in the highest of her fame, I guess you could say. But her legacy has been, you know, carried along the years because of her family. Her family has done a great job doing that, and I think that she deserves that because honestly they worked so hard as a group, and her herself, like, she was such an inspiration to like a lot of girls. She was a person who not only succeeded in music but also in other areas of her life. Just her personality was so much different than other girls, you know, and I think she kind of set that standard for a lot of other girls. And I think a lot of girls even nowadays, like, they think that they're the pioneers of like doing what they do, but not really, because I think Selena would have been like a pioneer, and I think she is a pioneer of all these like women who, you know, who want to start makeup and like all that, those kinds of stuff. Like, I think she was a motivation to a lot of girls out there. So I mean, I just want to start by saying that she is definitely one of my favorites, and she's always going to be one of my favorites no matter what series or what they come up with. Like, she's always going to be one of my favorite. Alright, so what do I think about the show? I mean, what do I think about the series? Well, like, overall, like, my general like thoughts about it, I feel like it's good. You know, it's good. Let's just start there. So I like how they basically showed their struggle and just like the journey, you know, of how they became what they were, or, you know, just how they got the success that they got. And it was all thanks to their father, Abraham. I feel like he was the reason why they were who they were, you know. And I think I have been watching a lot of her interviews, and she always gives the credit to her dad and her band, which was basically her family, her sister Suzette and her brother Abraham, AB. I like how the show, or how the series, kind of focuses on that. A lot of people on Twitter were saying that it should be like the Abraham and AB Quintanilla like series, and the only reason why they called it Selena was because obviously they were gonna watch a series that was called after AB and Abraham, and that's true, you know. And like, being that Suzette was the producer, I feel like she gave her side of the story and how she saw, like, it was through her eyes basically, and I think that that's very true, you know. I can agree with that because I feel like Selena was kind of downplayed in the series. I don't know if that was just me, or maybe because I was really expecting more of her. Like, Selena throughout the whole series, it looked like she was like very shy, very like, you know, she didn't talk a lot. She kind of was like scared of her dad a lot. And compared to like the movie, I feel like her relationship with her siblings, like what Sue said, obviously it was a close relationship, but in the movie, like it kind of like shows that Abby had a really good relationship with Selena, and then in the series it kind of showed like they were kind of like not even that close. And then also, like, I didn't even know that Abby had a family when they were traveling. So that was new to me. I guess, like, Chris wasn't, like, involved in this whole series. Like, none of his input was there in the series. And a lot of people are, like, kind of, like, upset that that was the case. But again, it was Suzette's kind of version of it. And I feel like, well, if it was her version of it, like, why would he have to, you know? For instance, like, their first kiss wasn't in the bus. In the movie, their first kiss was in the bus. And in the series, like, it was, like, at some, like, hotel that they were staying at. Like, so I was a little confused about that. I was like, wait, what? Like, wasn't their first kiss in the bus? And apparently it wasn't. It was in the hotel, according to Suzette, I guess. Like, a lot of those things weren't shown in the movie, and like Suzette said, because I saw an interview with Suzette, and she said obviously you can put all of those little details in a movie, like in a 2-hour, you know, movie. One thing I did love about the show, I mean about this, I keep saying show, series, kind of same thing, right? Like, one thing I did like about it was that it kind of went back to the old days, like their old songs are brought up, you know, and a lot of people don't really know Selena like that. A lot of people know Selena as, like, you know, kind of like how they see Selena in the movie, like, you know, the bangs, the red lips, the bustiers, like, it's just kind of like how she was, like, before she kind of left, and like, I like that. I like how they went way back, and they showed, like, her looks, like, were way different than what we know her as now. And they're, like, her songs and, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, like, her love for fashion, like how she used to make the outfits for the band, how she used to get so excited about that. Like, I like things like that. Like, those little details do matter, and that's what makes the show kind of like, oh, this is nice, you know. I love Abraham's character in the series. Like, you know, it kind of shows more about, like, how he used to deal with the business, like how upset he would get when they didn't get what they wanted. Like, he fought for them, you know, like, he obviously wanted the best for his kids and for the band, and he was the manager, you know, he was a dadager. Well, I don't know if that's even a word, but you know how they have, like, manager, and, like, he would be like the dad. Okay, whatever. Huh? I also like Suzette's, you know, personality in the series. Not personality, but just her character. The only, like, I guess, character that I really didn't like was Selena. Like, I know that's sad to say, because I was honestly expecting more of, like, Selena in the series. And obviously this is the first season, and we know that there's going to be a second season, and maybe, like, the second season, like, she gets, like, she's more involved, I guess. She's more like herself, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if, like, I'm being clear on what it is that I didn't like about the series, but honestly, I just feel like she was always like quiet, like, scared, like, sad, like, always hiding away from her dad, you know. And I don't feel like that was Selena. If anything, I feel like the movie, like, Jennifer Lopez does a great job in, like, kind of, like, representing like that strong character that, like, I think of when I think of Selena, you know. But again, Suzette's a producer, so I'm assuming that it was accurate. I don't know. Like, I should get started on my burger. So cheers, mate. I'm so hungry. I feel like Selena wouldn't have been Selena if it weren't for her dad, you know, because he saw that in her, and he what's that word? He enhanced it, you know. He saw that Selena had that talent, and he worked for it, you know. He brought her out there, and he yeah, he made her who she was. And I like that about the series. Like, I think that they did a really good job. I mean, I just don't know that Selena was basically the Selena I wanted to see, but Suzette also mentioned something about that. This is so cold, like, oh my god. I can't even imagine how cold my fries are gonna be. I love putting ketchup on my grilled cheese on top like that. It's so good. Ow. Okay, so also when they were interviewing Suzette, like the girl that was interviewing her, told her like, oh, well, you know, we talked to Jennifer Lopez, and she mentioned that before doing the movie, like, she spent time with you, and that she basically lived with you for like a month to kind of like look through videos and, you know, like really like get to know Selena, even though she wasn't there anymore, but just to know more about her and just play her role like really good, you know. So she says, yeah. And then they asked her like, so did Christian Serratos like actually spend time with you like the same way that Jennifer Lopez did? And she was like, well, no, you know, because we're in 2020, like I feel like everything is on YouTube, everything is so accessible, like basically just everything is like there, you know, like if you want to see a video of Selena, like, you can search it up on YouTube. And that's true. Like, I follow so many pages on Instagram, and the reason why I started to like see like what Selena was like earlier days was because of the videos that they post, you know, on the like on the fan pages. So I was like, yeah, she's right, you know. But then at the same time, that also means like, I don't know, I just feel like this was like, this wasn't a movie, you guys. This was a series. Like, I just feel like, okay, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, Jennifer Lopez didn't look like Selena. You know, she played a good role of her, and now we can say that because we love Jennifer Lopez. Like, Jennifer Lopez is Jennifer Lopez. Like, I feel like we grew to love her, you know? But, oh my gosh, I lost my thought. Give me another bite. So Suzette did mention that, you know, when the movie first came out, everybody was like super angry because Jennifer Lopez looked nothing like Selena, right? And then she was talking about, you know, like these like videos being out there, like, you know, Christian Serratos didn't have to spend time with her because all these videos are out there. Like, yeah, and because of that, we had bigger expectations. Like, we obviously know more about Selena because of those videos that are out there, you know, and we know how she looks like. We knew how she performed. We know how, you know, how she looked then, how she looked before she passed. Like, so obviously our expectations of how she was going to look in the series, like, were high because we wanted a Selena that was going to look closer to Selena. I mean, that's how I feel. I I don't know if everyone feels that way. A lot of people are saying like, oh, it's good, you know, like, sorry, excuse me. And yeah, they're right. They're like, it is good. I'm not saying it's not good. Like, the series is good. I like, again, I like the journey. I like to see like the little struggles that they went through. Like, that's something that as Selena fans were like, oh yeah, that's cute, you know, like their family was together. This is how Selena became the Selena that she was, and all that is good. But at the same time, it's like, well, we're talking about Selena here, you know, like we had high expectations, and I feel like they give us Selena and then everybody's kind of like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. I just really was disappointed in just the Selena that they gave us, you know. Suzette said that even for her, it was hard to wrap her head around the fact that, you know, that they were going to be playing different, you know, different people were going to be playing their roles because everybody's used to the movie, and now we get this, you know. But at the same time, I feel like we downgraded. Apparently she was like the first one of their top like choices for her to play Selena, and that's fine. Like, I'm not hating on her. Like, she's good. I guess she came out on Twilight and what's that other great, Game of Thrones. I'm not hating on her. I honestly feel like she's a good actress, you know, like she's good in general, but I just feel like I don't know, I just don't feel like she fits her pants. Like, I don't want to be rude, like I don't want to, you know, I just don't feel like that was the right Selena. A lot of people were like roasting like big time, and I was like, okay, like that's mean, you know. But like, I think so Eva Longoria, she also interviewed her. She interviewed Christian Serratos, and she knew that she was going to be criticized because she knows that, I think she knows that she didn't really look like Selena, and those are just big pants to fit, you know, like, but again, like when I think of Selena, I think of someone that was thick and curvy, and like, you know, she had like a bomb body. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she was Selena, you know. I think a lot of girls look up to her because of how perfect she was, like body wise, and she had such a great personality, and that didn't show in the series, and that just made me upset. Like, I just feel like they could have done a better job with that. Suzette did mention that when they were doing the movie, there was a girl that looked like exactly like Selena, and that her dad was rooting for her, but she didn't know how to act. So obviously you want to have someone that knows how to act, you know. I don't think you want to spend extra time trying to like give this person lessons on how to act, and then have a Selena that looks like her, but then she doesn't like know how to play the role. Like, so it's tough. I mean, they know why they did what they did, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like they could have done a better job. The sunset is so cute. When we were watching the series, my husband was like, who is that? Like, that looks nothing like Selena. And I was like, I know, dude. Like, I don't know. The girl that actually plays her, Christian Serratos, she's from Burbank. And dude, like, I'm all about supporting like Latinas, you know. Like Eva Longoria was saying, like, you know, a lot of these people don't support like Latino actresses or actors or whatever, but it's not that I'm not like supporting her or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure she's a great actress. I mean, she did good, you know. I just feel like she doesn't look like Selena. And like, I know, like Suzette also said, like, you know, you're never gonna have someone that's gonna look like someone else. Like, no matter how much you look like her or act like them, like, you're never going to have someone just like Selena. And she's right. Like, dude, yeah, I agree with her. I completely, totally agree with her. But then at the same time, it's like, I just don't know. I feel like my expectations were up here when the Selena series, like, was brought up to us. And I thought, like, oh, like, dude, like, you know, they're gonna pick someone really cool, like, to play her. And then, yeah, let's just stop there. But yeah, she's from Burbank, and she says that her husband even told her, like, are you sure you want to do this, you know? And then she was like, yeah, you know, like, I want to do it. I mean, who wouldn't want to play Selena? That's, like, the coolest thing ever. But then at the same time, it's like, I just don't feel like she looked like Selena. And that to me is, so. Does my opinion matter? No, because I'm Noah, but I was just giving my thoughts about it. So, Eva Longoria interviewed Christian Serrato, and she expressed how excited she was to watch the series and to see Selena presented in a new way, a contemporary way. And like, when she said contemporary way, I was like, okay, like, what does that even mean? You know, like, yeah, like a contemporary way, because someone from our generation, like a millennial, was going to play her. I guess that's what she meant. But at the same time, like, when she said contemporary way, like, for example, if you're gonna play Selena, like, you're gonna have to play the role as if you were in that time. This girl, like, she's 30 years old and she's like a millennial. Like, now they have to go way, 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 way back, and, you know, she has to wear all these weird wigs and, like, these weird outfits, which at the time they were cool, you know, like, but at the same time, like, you can't just wear the outfit and say, like, okay, that's it, you know, like, you have to play the role, like, together with the outfit, with the hair, and just your personality and your character has to get into it and just really play it. So I don't feel like, I mean, she did a good job in that way, but like I said, she was so downplayed. Like, she was so quiet all the time, like, sad all the time. Her performances were good, but I just feel like, man, dude, I don't even want to say it because I feel like it's messed up, but, like, dude, we need to fix Selena. I her. So I also like how, you know, AB, basically he was a very important person, like an essential person in the band, you know, because he would write the songs, and without him writing the songs, like, they wouldn't have been who they were. He was kind of always angry in the series. That's how I feel like. I don't know, it might just be me. But I just feel like he was, like, always so angry and just always so stressed out, always so worried. I don't know, it could have been like that. And, you know, that's how it was. And he had all the reason to, because he did most of the writing of her songs. And he did carry a very high responsibility with the band because he was the songwriter. But overall, I just feel like the series is good. So I support everyone that, you know, came out in the show. Those wigs, man, like, those wigs were just, like, cringe. A lot of people on Twitter were just really roasting on that, and I mean, they're kind of right. I would watch it again just because it's Selena, anything for Selenass, you know. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Like, if you guys want to share some comments down below, go ahead. You might think different than I do, and I respect that, you know. I'm just telling you guys, like, my honest thoughts about the series, and yeah, that's what I think. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, bye.